Alta Irpinia. We're a tiny little store with a massive oven in the middle, and I wanted to see how much I could do out of it. From warming sandwiches to cooking meatballs to pizza to wood-fired olives and vegetables. It started originally to be like a pizzeria, and then I'm like, how can I not do sandwiches? And then, oh, how can I not make mozzarella every day? And then we gotta serve pasta. It's just like a celebration of everything that's in my head, everything that has brought me to right here in my career. You know, you can get super traditional dishes here. You can also get chicken Parmesan here every single day. And I love that, because the best part about, you know, being your own boss is like, this is right to me. So that's how I'm gonna make it. To me, porchetta is like pork on steroids. I mean, where can you go wrong? We're a specialty shop. I knew the porchetta would always have its own like thing. It's really the focus of the store. We have our great fresh pork that we get delivered here every week. It's been broken down and deboned and prepped to season with my signature spices and roll up and make a porchetta. Lots of fresh parsley because it helps to balance out all the strong flavors and add a little freshness to it. Garlic, of course, lots of rosemary, and it's ready to roll. I guess I became more known for it 5-6 years ago, bringing it to food expos with me and cooking it around the country, and served at the James Beard House. People loved it. Unless you don't eat pork, how could you not like it? Well, the twine is keeping everything together so it cooks nice and evenly and there's no air gaps in there. And because she's a thick gal, I always go with a double line of twine. My full porchettas range for about 25 to 28 pounds. It sits for at least 3 days to up to a week to marinate and skin to dry and to really like come together. It's tight as hell, you know, all that excess water has come out of it from the salt. This is gonna crisp real nice. So it's about an average 5 hours in the oven. Now we play the waiting game. It's like the Alta Irpinia water park. The way my family make mozzarella is to bring the curds together and bring it to that point where they're in unison and they're melted, but not overstretched or overheated to pull away their butter fat and their texture and flavor. Before I was born, my father was already in this business. He came from Italy in the late 60s and started almost immediately working with the original founder of A&S Pork Stores. I started as a kid, and little by little I got more and more jobs, and until I fell in love. To me, it was cool. I mean, I don't know if anybody else I went to school with understood it, but you know, my father would show up at a Little League game forgetting he had an apron on with blood all over, and they'd be like, what the hell's going on? You know, make as much as 35 pounds in one shot, and it's just building strength in your hands with hot water and getting used to texture. It's like a little Italian snowman. To me, the core of the store will always be the mozzarella. It's my favorite thing to make and eat. It's gonna cool down in the water just 5-6 minutes just to stop that massive cooking process of the hot curds. We are up to, I would say, about 80 pounds a week. I would say 60% of it goes into cooking or pizza or some kind of product. Mozzarella's made, so now it's like we can really start the day. I have like a really hardcore solid staff for the first time that are like hopefully feeding off of me, and I think they are feeding off of what I'm trying to do. So they're here and we start setting up the case, we start preparing, putting up the great bread we get from bakeries, and on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, we're boiling dough, we're prepping ingredients, we're cooking all day. It's really nonstop here. I had a chef reprimand me on Instagram Live one time, Italian chef, because I had probably death metal playing. He's like, you cannot make good food with this type of music. I'm like, all right, go ahead, good luck. Let me know how Carrabba's is tonight. If you're here like 6 a.m., I may have some crazy black metal from Norway blasting. So, you know, you can come here and Slayer may be playing, but we got some really nice Italian pasta for you. We're using tomatoes that we grind in-house from plum tomatoes. They're from Salerno province. So I hate when you get a pie where you're like, where's the basil? And there's that little leaf in the middle and it looks cute and all that, but if there's basil, I want to taste basil. Pecorino Romano, our homemade mozzarella, which was made yesterday and cooled down overnight, and then great olive oil. We're using olive oil from Irpinia. My friend Francesco makes this delicious stuff. So I had my father's guy weld this bad boy, and that's our assistant. Well, when we're fully cranking, which we are right now, it's like a 90-second to 2-minute bake. Giving a little dome time, always keeping it moving. You don't want to overcook, and it's also fun to do. We're getting that last little char though. I love a good pizza bubble. And that's our pie. It's never perfect. I try to get them round, but it's handmade, so it should look handmade. This is our classic margherita. I love really soft, you know, old school Da Michele style Neapolitan you need a knife and fork with. But I also like super crunchy Mama's 2 pizza. So it's almost somewhere in between. Right now we have 15 pies that are always on the menu, and then we have anywhere from 1 to 3 specialty pies a week. We grate all our cheeses here. We break down all our wheels of cheese here. So our Parmigiano is a minimum 2 to 3 year aged. The good stuff, great oregano. This is from Sicily. We do have some oregano in-house from Irpinia, which I'm gonna smuggle more back next trip. A little more olive oil. Olive oil is very, very abundant in almost everything that's made here. To have a rich pie with rich flavors, finished with some fresh lemon zest. Definitely one of our most popular original pies on the menu. We always tell everybody, we have a menu, it's extensive, it's always here though. So if you can come regularly, try something from the special menu, because it may be gone next week, may not be back till next year. We got some squash blossoms from Stokes. This is a pie that we'll only make for maybe a week or 2. You can get so many ingredients all year and any time right now, and that's great. But when they're at their best, we want to use them. Real wood fire smoke, no liquid smoke. I tried to be as simple as possible here. I failed very quickly. The grocery is supposed to be only this skinny shelf that's next to me, and it kind of took over the whole front of the store, and I think I might add more shelves, but that's my obsession with like really cool ingredients from amazing producers in Italy. Everything in the store is chosen because of the quality and because we want to eat it. We got our handmade meatballs. They've been formed, they've been sitting overnight to get the great flavor. We gave them a little olive oil irrigation, and they're going in the wood-fired oven. They're gonna get browned very quickly, then they're gonna go in our tomato sauce, and then back in here for about 3 hours. I think people like to fight over what's real Italian and what's not, what's real Italian American and what's not, and I find that we're here to like bridge that gap. We all grew up around meatball Parmesan and spaghetti and meatballs, and I love that stuff, and I want to offer that in the best way I can, but I also want you to try a crazy anchovy dish from Porchetta with colatura that you may have never tried before, and hopefully you love it. Always multitasking this oven. We're doing wood-fired olives right now, which is a pitted Italian olive mix. We have a handful of customers that like, I never eat olives regularly until these. So then that's important to me because I love olives. I want everybody to eat them. This is an ideal porchetta in my opinion. That's it, you know, all that hard work came out right when you get that nice crunch. I tell everybody, let this sit as long as possible. 3 to 5 hours later, it's like perfectly settled. The meat's so tender and juicy. Never gets old. I think when you say something you do is the best, then you think you're like done figuring it out. And nothing here is perfected. And the word perfect should never be in food. I love it. When this porchetta cools down, it's so amazing. Like sliced paper thin on the machine, like it's like silky melt in your mouth pork. You can hear the skin crisping in the slicer. And it's been cooked and it's been completely chilled. So the meat is like just buttery. And when you put it all together, it's like one big juicy mound of pork. So yeah, we're in the midst of service. We got lunch rush going on. We got sandwiches coming in and out of the oven. Porchetta sandwiches all day. It's madhouse here. So we have a large sandwich menu, which we also, you know, will customize. To me, if I have these ingredients, why not be able to offer something? So we got porchetta, homemade mozzarella, and we blanch our broccoli raw very quickly. I like a little crunch. Roasted garlic in there, these little beautiful pickled calabrese chilies in there. Olive oil, little flake salt finish, so it goes in the wood-fired oven. We do have, you know, anywhere from 1 to 3 sandwich specials a week. Again, just like the pizza, based on seasonal or based on crazy products we happen to get in, or just what I'm craving. Our arrosto, which is just homemade roast beef we make here, and fresh mozzarella with mayo, salt, and pepper. A little pan juice is very popular. So Irpinia is the name for basically the province of Avellino. Alta Irpinia is the highest town. I love Suffern because it's very unpretentious, kind of like chill town. I'll never stretch to say it's like being in Irpinia, but we have the hills around us. We have the Catskills starting here in the Hudson Valley. This is my father's old rotisserie. That was just for cooking pigs and cooking lambs, and I'm like, wait a minute, I could fit a pole across there, so let's burn some cheese. And thank you to the lovely Mayor Curley of Suffern for letting me start fires on the street. He gets me so much. What's up, we're cooking cheese on the street. One thing I find really cool in southern Italy and Irpinia is well known for is Caciocavallo cheese. So, you know, watching these guys on the street in Italy, you know, with crazy Caciocavallo dangling over coals and melting and scraping it onto bread, I was like, holy crap, that's amazing. I got to do it in front of my store. Just losing some epidermis, but I don't have much left anyway. If I could stand out here every day and grill something, I would. Drizzle a honey from the Catskills.
Thank you.
Enjoy. You know, for me, I can cook 24 hours a day. And the real nourishment for me is that enjoyment from someone else. And when someone really likes something as much as I do, I know I'm doing it right. Because food is, to me, the most true form of like happiness and love. There's nothing we connect with more than like the love someone gave us as a child and feeding us our favorite meals. You going honey or you going olive oil? Tony's my honey guy.
You're honey.
Honey, comma, guy. My biggest compliment I get, oh, I miss my grandmother. This is just like being at her house. To me, food is not just a fuel. It's like my identity. Everything made here is because it's a desire to make it for people to enjoy it the way we enjoy it. How long of a video do you think this is going to be, by the way?
Probably 10 to 12 minutes.
Shit, that's cool. Filming Bobby Flay was like, I did 3 hours of interview and they used like 5 words. Yeah, I like pork. And that was like it. That was done.